David. Shortly after finishing the Pietà in Rome, Michelangelo returned to his native Florence and took on a project of mythic proportions. He was commissioned by the Opera del Duomo, the cathedral's supervisory board, to sculpt a colossal statue of David. Michelangelo was provided with a block of marble that was 17 feet tall. His task was complicated by the fact that another artist, Agostino de Duccio, had already begun sculpting the figure in the late 15th century, but had made little progress before abandoning the monolith. Unfortunately, Michelangelo's options for designing a figure had been limited by Agostino's incursions into the piece of marble. Despite these difficult circumstances, Michelangelo produced what is arguably the most famous sculpture in the history of Italian art. The city of Florence identified with the story of David and Goliath. Just like David, the city viewed itself as an underdog that had been chosen by God to defeat the evil forces around them and eventually rule over others. Unsurprisingly, David was a popular subject in Florentine art. Two of the most important sculptors of the 15th century, Donatello and Verrocchio, were commissioned to create statues of David. Both artists depicted the figure after the battle, standing on the severed head of his enemy. Michelangelo was not afraid to deviate from tradition. He shows David, just before the confrontation, with a rock in one hand and a sling draped over the opposite shoulder. Not yet victorious, there is a calm intensity in David's eyes. He is imbued with human emotion, but rendered on a superhuman scale. David was supposed to be placed on the exterior of the cathedral, more than 200 feet above the ground level. When Michelangelo completed the sculpture in 1504, the city government intervened and decided that the ideal spot for David was directly in front of the town hall. He was the perfect emblem for the city, pious, strong-willed, and divinely ordained to rule. The statue was relocated to Florence's Galleria dell'Accademia Museum in 1873 in order to protect it from the elements. Over the course of 5 centuries, David's fame and popularity have grown. He has come to embody physical beauty, artistic genius, and Renaissance values. Numerous full-scale copies of the iconic statue have been commissioned. In 1875, Florence celebrated Michelangelo's 400th birthday by placing a bronze replica of David in the newly created Piazzella Michelangelo, a large, open space that overlooks the city. In 1910, a marble replica was placed in front of Florence's town hall in order to replace the original sculpture. Carved from Carrara marble, the same type of stone used by Michelangelo, Forest Lawn's David surveys the landscape of Southern California. Its hilltop location is similar to that of the Bronze David in Florence, and is more inspiring than the museum interior where the original currently resides. Forest Lawn acquired a full-scale replica of David in 1937. Unfortunately, an earthquake toppled it in 1971, and a second version was destroyed in 1994 by another earthquake. The current version is on a specially designed base that will allow the statue and pedestal to move with the ground during a seismic event, thereby preventing the artwork from cracking or falling.